Okay, continuing on here with the week 3, day 2 homework solutions. We're now on to part 3, which is questions 7, 8, 9, and 10. Again, we've got a number line there because I want you guys to be really careful with choosing your smallest variable based on the actual number on the number line, not just the number part. We have to pay attention to those negatives too. So number 7 is negative 2p minus 5 equals negative 5p plus 13. Sorry, that's a typo in there. Okay. Now we look at our two variable terms, negative 5p and negative 2p. So on the number line, I see there's my negative 2 and there's my negative 5. So negative 5 is actually the smaller number. This is the one that we're going to move. So we have to do the opposite operation of negative 5p, and we'll do plus 5p on both sides. And again, really careful with your calculators here if you need to. Negative 2 plus 5 is positive 3p, and then minus 5 still, that's there, equals 13. Okay. Then we have to undo the addition or subtraction. So I have a minus 5. The opposite of that minus 5 is plus 5, and I'm going to add that on both sides for my opposite operation. And then I've got 3p equals 13 plus 5 is 18. And then the last step, undo the multiplication with division. So I have 3 times p. I'm going to divide by 3, keep it balanced on both sides. P equals 6. Okay, most people, if you make a mistake, it's often with choosing which variable term to move or having trouble with the negative sign on your calculator or calculating with the integers incorrectly there. So number 8, we have negative 3a plus 4 equals negative a plus 8. Remember, if there's no number in front, like this negative a, we can always just put a 1. So that's the same thing as negative 1a. So I need to decide which is bigger, negative 3 or negative 1. Negative 3 on my number line is there, negative 1 is there. So negative 3 is actually my smaller term, and that's the one I have to move. So I'm going to do plus 3a on each side of the equation. Those ones are opposite operations, so they're gone. I've got 4 over here. Now negative 1a plus 3a is 2a, still plus 8. Again, step 2 is going to be where you undo addition or subtraction. So I have a plus 8. I'm going to do minus 8 on each side. So now 4 take away 8 gives me negative 4. So you can use the number line for that as well if you start at 4 and count 8 to this way, or you're using your calculator and doing 4 minus 8 equals 2a, and the 8's are gone because they're opposite operations. Last step, 2 times a. We have to undo that with division by 2 on both sides. So here I just got an a. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. Number 9. Continuing on. Looking at my variable terms, I have negative 5w and negative 2w. Which one is smaller? We've got a negative 5 over here and a negative 2 up there. So the negative 5 is the smaller number. I'm going to move that by doing plus 5w on both sides. It's a negative, so opposite operations, of course, are positive. I still have a 4 over here, but the 5w's have moved. Now negative 2 plus 5 is 3w plus 10. Now I need to undo the addition or subtraction to get the variable by itself. So I've got this plus 10. That's what I undo. The plus 10 and minus 10 are gone. I've just got 3w over there. And 4 take away 10 is negative 6. My last step, of course, is to undo your multiplication. So you've got 3 times w. Getting a little squished here, but I'll fit it in. Divide by 3 on both sides. And when we do negative 6 divided by 3, we get negative 2. Number 10, last one for this type. Looking at your two variable terms, we have a negative 4w and a negative 3w. Looking on the number line, negative 4 is actually smaller than negative 3. It's on the left of the negative 3, so it's a smaller number. I have to move the negative 4. I'm going to add 4w because that's the opposite operation to both sides. Here, again, remember that that 2 has a negative, so that negative stays with it. Negative 2 equals 7. And now if I have negative 3w plus 4w, that's 1. Negative 3 plus 4 is 1w. You can write 1w or just w. We know that that means the same thing. Now we have to undo the addition or subtraction. So we've got a positive 7 here on the same side as my w. I have to subtract 7 from both sides. That leaves me with just 1w or w. Negative 2 minus 7 more is negative 9. Now here you don't really need to divide if it's just a 1, but it's never wrong to show that step. If you're just kind of in the habit of dividing out at the end, that's totally fine. Negative 9 divided by 1 is just negative 9. So that's our answer for number 10. One more video to come, guys. I'll do a last video with the fourth set where we've got some distributing before we solve.